Hey there, this is LA Calling, and you're watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Hey, welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore. Today we've got another great show in store for you. This time, we're going to be joined by the guys in Daedric Tales. And if you stay tuned, we're going to see what they have cooked up for us today.
Good evening, we're Daedric Tales, a symphonic power metal band from Vienna, Austria. And we're glad to be part of the program Brutally Delicious by Bruce Moore. I'm Alex, the vocalist.
My name is Arian, I'm the guitarist.
I'm Gonzalo, I'm the keyboardist.
I'm Daniel, the guitar player.
And I'm Jacob, the guitar player too.
I'm Matze, I play the bass.
I'm Exxon and I play drums.
For those not familiar with the band Daedric Tales, can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, Daedric Tales were formed in 2009 by founder members Ira and Jacob. And later Matze on the bass joined in. And in 2012 Gonzalo, Daniel, Axel and I joined the band. And we started recording our EP, It's Call. And well, the band's theme or the subject that we're writing about is related to the Elder Scrolls series.
You guys recently released a new CD, Her Scene's Call. How do you feel about it now that it's been released? Are you satisfied with the outcome, and what's been the response to it so far?
Of course we're satisfied with the CD. Still there are things we would have done differently now. Everyone
Evolved with
evolved,
time.
yeah, with time. And even the songs, we worked on them, we play them slightly different now live because we figured out things we think are better now. And the response as well, there are of course good responses and also there are people who don't like it. It's nothing you can, how can you say that?
Yeah, there is many opinions overall,
Yeah.
so you cannot expect everyone to like
To like it, yeah. It's,
the work you do. So.
but that's one thing we can say. There are a lot of people who like it more than we expected. That's good. We like it. Also, and many of our fans are happy to see a band that's singing about the Elder Scrolls. That's something new, and that's why what many people are happy about, basically.
What's the story behind the name of the band?
Well, Daedric Tales derives from the word Daedra, and the Daedra are a divine folk within the Elder Scrolls, a series of computer games developed by the company Bethesda since a very long time, and they have a lot of fans. And the Daedra are a very, very
Cruel,
advanced and cruel folk, and they have super magical powers, and they just look extremely awesome. And that's probably one of the reasons why we named after themselves, because
we are extremely awesome and
yeah,
cool
we're
and
twisted. Yeah, we're awesome and twisted. Now, it's just a very cool name, and it really fits the story of our songs, and actually also the feeling within the songs, I think.
You guys are from Vienna. What's the metal scene like over there? Do you receive a lot of support from the kids and the scene in general?
The metal scene itself is very narrow here in Vienna. Especially, actually, all over Austria. It's a little better in the west, in Tyrol and in Carinthia. But overall, it's compared to a lot of other countries, it's tiny, it's almost non-existent. And in Vienna especially, the fan base is very, very faithful and really, really helps out. They come to concerts, they really buy your CDs. They really help out.
What's the strangest thing that's ever happened to you on tour or at one of your shows? Let's try to keep it PG-13.
Well, on our first concert there was this, what now? Slovakian guy.
Slightly drunk.
Very slightly drunk.
Wasted.
Totally wasted. Anyway, I don't know why, he just could have walked away and watched the next band.
We're playing with Serenity.
Yeah. Well, he was in the first row. Second row at our concert, and when we were playing, and was calling out for the vocalist of the band that played after us. He was like, "Where's George? Where's George? Give us George, go home." And believe me, I first understood he was asking for a goat. Where's the goat? Where's the goat? What the hell? What do you want?
Yeah, are we supposed to sacrifice a goat now?
Yeah, we're not black.
I should have offered him to sacrifice Matze, which is equal to a goat.
Yeah, so basically that was the strangest thing that ever happened to us on stage. So.
Yep.
You have any touring plans in support of the record?
We don't have concrete plans yet. We do plan to play some more gigs this year. I think it's a little too early to speak of a tour. But we do plan to make one at some point in our career thing.
Do you have any culinary training at all, or do you just like to cook?
No.
Well, he obviously doesn't like to cook.
But I like eating, obviously, as you can tell from mommy. And trust me, you don't want me to cook because I can make water burn. Literally, water burn.
Well, in my case, I really like to cook. I lived alone for 3 years, and I had to learn. And if not, I would have been eating pizza every day. No. And yeah, I really like and just reading some books from time to time, learning some cool stuff, and they are really easy sometimes. But yeah, people like you doesn't know that.
I don't know, my motto concerning cooking is just that everybody who says that they can't cook, they're analphabets. Because really, I don't know, cooking, as Gonzalo said, is pretty easy. I myself like cooking a lot. I also like baking a lot.
That's why she's so thin, she eats her own stuff though.
How about you guys?
No,
Obviously not.
I like to cook, but I'm very lazy, and so I don't cook very often. Yeah.
Just makes it
He has a grandmother that cooks for him. Unfair.
Yeah, he always says like, oh, now I'm gonna go to my granny and she has cooked this and that and oh yum.
And I'm gonna be twice the size tomorrow.
So yeah.
What's next for Daedric Tales?
Our plans for the near future are basically that we're going to focus on writing new songs and playing lots of gigs and of course therefore gaining experience, yeah. And afterwards, of course, our long play album. So yeah, those are the plans for the near future.
You're stranded on a desert island, can take only 3 discs for all of eternity. Assuming you have a solar-powered CD player, what would they be?
Well, probably it would be Only Tools and Corpses by Gorotert. And Coco Rose's album Grey Oceans, I like it a lot. And the third, well, by Primal Fear, Unbreakable.
I would bring Tears of a Mandrake, or actually the album's called Mandrake by Edguy. I would definitely bring The Black Halo by Camelot. And probably Words Untold and Dreams Unlit by Serenity.
I would probably bring an album from one of my favorite bands. This is a Japanese metal band and they're called D, and the album is called Neoculture Beyond the World. The second album that I would bring would be definitely Camelot's Black Halo, and the third album would be as well from a Japanese band. They're called Versailles Philharmonic Quintet, and the album is called Jubilee.
I think I would choose at first House of Chaos by Creator, then Toxicity by System of a Down, and Torfest's Philharmonic.
Well, after a lot of thinking, I've decided I would take with me Images and Words by Dream Theater, the Untitled album by Sigur Rós, and the self-titled album by Winter Sun.
Okay, the 3 albums I would pick would be Scenes from a Memory from Dream Theater, the Black Album of Metallica, and Once of Nightwish.
I would bring 3 of my favorite albums, and these are Nickelback, Zone Mannheims, and Once of Dream Theater.
Alright, so now we're at my favorite part of the episode, the eating. And since we're doing this way across the pond here, I'm going to go ahead and give you the camera. We'll follow you to the kitchen and take it away. And by all means, keep it metal.
Hi. Alright, we are going to cook some empanadas. It's a typical dish from Argentina. What we need is meat, we need eggs, we need onions, and we need this, which it's imported from Argentina, and yeah, it's called tapas. It's from Argentina, only from Argentina. So, well, let's start the cooking. First, we need to put everything in a bowl, including the onions. It's a pretty simple recipe because you don't have to make anything really special. It's only waiting this for to be cooked. We mixed everything. You can do it with this wooden or with your hands.
Yeah,
it's much better because it will be better mixed. Be sure to have your hands clean when you do it. Good. Once we have done this, we are going to put everything in a pan like this to cook it. We need some oil. Alright, so once we have the oil, it's olive oil, we put it a little bit in the pan. Put in the pan. We get everything in there. Mix it up. Again. Mixed, and we turn on the fire. Alright, so now we put it to cook. Shouldn't be a strong fire, it should be more soft fire, because if you burn the meat, it's not going to be very well. And you don't want to cook too much the onions. You have to find the right fire to cook both things at the same time. Alright, once we have this, we are going to cook it until we see a lot of juice in the bottom of the pan, and we are going to mix it from time to time, so it's going to cook everything normal. And that's all what we have to do in the first moment. This is the final part of the first stage, I would say, and we have to wait now. Okay, I'm going to explain another thing. We are going to use another recipe with the same empanadas. tapas de empanadas, because we are going to do one recipe with meat and the other recipe with onions and cheese. It's a good tradition in Argentina, the meat and the cheese empanadas. In the meantime, we are going to get another pan and we are going to cook some eggs. We need 8 eggs. We put it in the pan. Eight eggs. We fill it with water. To cook the eggs, we are going to wait until it boils and then count 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we are going to take the pan and put cold water in it. So when we have to use the eggs, they will be already cold, and that's what we need now. As we can see now, there is some water, some liquid in the mix. We mix it a little bit more because the color it's almost the right one, and when it's everything cooked, and look at the onions, they are almost cooked also, so it's going fine. And after we are done with this, we are going to take the liquid out and put it in the fridge for 1 hour. And now, when it's almost cooked, we are going to add some green onions. It's not much, but it's going to give a lot of flavor to the mix. Now we mix it. What we have to wait now, it's just a little bit until these green onions are cooked, and we take out the mix and put it in the fridge. Now that the meat is almost cooked, we are going to add some spices, and which are pepper, salt of course, and this is comino. It's from Argentina. It's a mixture for meat, and you probably can get something in the art if you ask in the market, something like this, comino. And yeah, and some chili. Not too much because we don't want it to be spicy, because with the onions it's already a little bit acid or something like that, so we are going to just put a little bit. Before putting the spices, we are going to turn off the fire. We are going to move it, and we're going to put some pepper. Just a little bit of this comino. Like this. And some chili. We mix it. And now that we have the mix, we have to check if we have too much water in the mix, and if not, if we have too much, we are going to put it out, and yeah. And this is how it's right now. We move it a bit, we wait, and we see there is a lot of juice. Still, we don't want to take it all out, because else it will be too dry to cook afterwards. Because after this comes the final stage. Okay, now that we took some water out of the mix, we're going to put everything in a bowl to put it in the fridge. It has to be minimum 1 hour. Some people in my country say that it has to be 1 day or 1 night in the fridge to be perfectly flavored, but 1 hour it's okay. Alright, once that we have everything in our bowl, we're going to put everything in the fridge 1 hour. And our eggs are already cooked, so we're going to take them out, put on the fire, and put some cold water in it. I don't know, 3-4 minutes, and then we can start with the final phase. Okay, right now we are going to do the other recipe, which is from cheese and onions. We get some onions, we make the same thing that we did before. We put it now the oil is hot enough. We put our onions there. Once we have cooked the onions, like before, we put it in a bowl. And we need some cheese, like this. Once we have this there, we need the cheese in this form. And we need to put a lot of it. Approximately 2 times the amount of onions that we have. So a little bit more, a bit more, and there we go. We now mix it. Well, now we grab the eggs, we break them, and we have cooked eggs. After we finish this, we are going to cut the eggs, and we are going to cut olives. With the olives and the eggs cold, we will do the final phase of the cooking, which is using the tapas and putting everything there and then cook it. Since the meat is already cooked, the egg is already cooked, what we have to cook actually, it's only the tapas. So we don't have to worry about anything else than the color that gets the tapas. Okay, now that we have killed every egg, we are going to cut them. So we are preparing everything for after. We are going to cut them like this. And like this. Okay, now we are going to cut some olives. We have to take the water out first. And we are going to cut them, slice it with thin ones. So, we are in the last stage where we have the meat, we have olives and eggs. What we have to do now is grab one of those tapas and you put it in your hand like this. Here we have some water with salt, because this will help us to close it once the meat and the olives and the eggs are in it. Now we put the meat in the tapa, like this. We put some olives, like this, and some eggs. There we go. Don't worry if this part will take time until you learn it how to do it, because it's not easy. But you have to take it like this, from here, and close it like a taco. More or less like a taco. Things will come off of the sides. Don't worry, that's normal, because that will ensure us that it will be filled with the meat and there won't be empty spaces. But if something comes out, don't worry, you can just put it back, close it, and close it. Once it's closed, you grab it like this, and with the thumb you do this move. Sorry. Like this. Here we have a little triangle, and here a little tip. We do the same thing there, like this, and again, and again, and again, and again, until you finish all around the empanada. Once you got to the tip, you just turn it, flip it, and close it. There you have an empanada. Okay, now we have here some lard. This has, I think, 330 grams. We put one entire thing of this into a pot. There. Just put it like there. And we turn on the fire, but slow. We don't want lard boiling, of course, but good strength, with enough strength to be hot, real hot, but not boiling. Right now, in the meantime, I'm going to do the empanadas with cheese and onions. It's the same process. It's exactly the same process, but you have to be careful, because if it's too fat, it's too big, the empanada. If you put too much cheese on it, it will explode, and you don't want that. It will just crack and spill the cheese out, and that's not good. So we have the lard hot. We are going to cook the empanadas, but it's really fast, because since we already have the cooked meat, in the cheese ones we have the cooked onions. We don't really have to cook anything else but this cover, the tapa. So we are going to put them into the lard. We're going to put more than one. We're going to put 4 in this case. The lard shouldn't be on top of the empanada because you're going to turn them in some minutes. One more. Just do some space. Alright, and the final thing is to take them out, and here you have an empanada.
4.
Well, yeah, actually 4. But yeah, how to eat this? Some people eat them with fork. In Argentina we just grab it with the hand. And there is a typical thing in the north of Argentina, which is put lemon. When you open it, when you bite it, you put some lemon juice in it, and it gives a little bit of this taste of North Argentina. And that's all. That's everything that you have to do.
So, we're Daedric Tales. We had a lot of fun cooking and eating and
I will have the fun eating, you had the fun cooking.
yeah, so thank you Bruce Moore, thank you dear audience. Bye bye.
Bye bye!